The U.S. Supreme Court is about to decide whether to overturn the will of the people in California. KPIX 5's Ann Makovec on the case that could impact prices at the grocery store. And
this is Prop 12, the law that Californians overwhelmingly approved to try to alleviate some of the suffering in factory farms. It is being challenged tomorrow at the U.S. Supreme Court. In 2018, voters passed it by a margin of 2-1, banning the sale of meat and eggs that come from animals raised in extreme confinement. We're talking about cages so small they can't even turn around. They have no chance for natural behavior. Pork lobbying groups are challenging this law, but not on its merits for humane treatment. They are pointing to the interstate commerce clause. Since most of the pig products sold in California are raised out of state, they say the industry would have to reinvent itself. Animal advocates say that's not true.
California is not telling Iowa what to do. California is not telling North Carolina pig producers what to do. They're saying if you want to sell pork into California, we want to make sure that that product is not coming from inhumanely treated animals who are so stressed that they may also harbor disease and sicken consumers. Factory farming is a relatively recent innovation. Just for the last 50 or 60 years did we decide to cram animals shoulder to shoulder in buildings, put them in some cases in cages or crates barely larger than their bodies. That is an aberration. That is not farming. That is systemic mistreatment of animals.
And it's not just Prop 12 that could be affected by this ruling. There are dozens of other state laws around the country that impose some limits on commerce, from restrictions on hazardous chemicals to fuel efficiency standards. And if the Supreme Court rules against Prop 12, they could all be re-examined. We contacted the plaintiffs in this case, the National Pork Producers Council and the American Farm Bureau, and have not heard back. Liz.
So, Ann, California isn't the first state to pass laws mandating farm animals have a little bit more room to move. Why are we the target of this case?
That's a good point. 9 other states have similar laws. In fact, Massachusetts has one nearly identical to ours. Animal advocates think that the pork industry is targeting California because it's easier to paint that picture of crazy Californians with unrealistic standards. We'll see what the Supreme Court justices have to say. Right.
All right. Thank